Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. I thought it'd be interesting just to share on how we were able to become self-employed and how we were able to do it within a 90-day period. And I wanted to kind of give people a little perspective of how that looked and how that worked for us. And a lot of it really just came down to sheer determination, not wanting to fail, wanting to be around the right people and the right information, and then putting a lot into action. One thing I learned about sales is that it's all a numbers game, and that's really what we wanted to do, and that's what we did. So I'm gonna kind of give a real quick recap here, because this is a very interesting story. So pretty much we started our network marketing career around 2000. Never really had any major success with it. Made money here and there, $50 this month, $100 that month. No money for another 3 or 4 months, and then finally $10 or whatever. Just all over the place. No consistent income, but knowing that it worked because we actually made some money. But it wasn't a lot. It wasn't anything that can impact anything. It just let us know that, hey, this stuff is real. You can actually make money from home. And this is before Facebook, and this is before YouTube. This is network marketing back where everything was all based off of going to a hotel meeting and getting people to come, and going to Walmart and the malls and prospecting people out and about. That's talking to family and friends. You guys know what I'm talking about. And that's pretty much what it was. So let me kind of think here. So that was 2000 up until around 2004 or 5. We started doing some things on the internet, and things were starting to happen with the internet. We started seeing a few things here and there. Again, no major success, no major results, because again, we're newbie marketers on the internet. Even though we've been to all the trainings from all the companies that we joined in the past and everything, and I was very coachable. I was the prospect that you wanted to have, because I would definitely follow the process. I would, go to the meetings and try to bring people and all that. But again, we wanted to do something on the internet because we felt like we could do more because it was from home, and we could just get on, different forums and different things. And I think back then, what did we have? We had what? We had MySpace, we had Friendster, we had all these different types of forums or whatever that you can go on to, right? Kind of like what's it called? Back pages or whatever. So we were doing all those different type of things on the internet, and we got a few leads and a few sales here and there, but again, it never could scale. It never was enough to be like, man, we made this kind of money doing this from home. We never had that experience. So fast forward a few more years, we've been working and, still working our jobs. And I just got in a funk. I didn't want to, I just felt like, me personally, and I'm sure Lanacia felt the same way. I just felt like we've given so much time to trying to be successful from home, and it never really happened. I just kind of wanted to throw in the towel and all this network marketing, affiliate marketing, internet marketing. Maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not meant to really have success online or marketing and all. Maybe I'm meant to do something else. Maybe I just need to be better at my job, and maybe I can get a promotion or something like that. I was thinking like that at one time. And then one day, while I'm in this little funk, this was 2011. I'm at work, just got out of a meeting, and I'm on my phone. You get out of a meeting or whatever, and you're just looking at your phone or whatever, and I'm on Facebook. And I never really posted stuff on Facebook. I just kind of looked at what my coworkers and friends and family and church members or whatever were doing. And I would scroll down, and somebody did a post. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was sharing how they made like $10,000 or $11,000 like in X amount of weeks or whatever it was. And I was like, maybe there's something to this thing, or how they're doing this on the internet. Maybe I'm asking the wrong questions, because I've come from an era where it's always about find the right company, find the right product, and find the right service, and man, you'll be successful. So I said, well, that's a lie, because I felt like I found everything was the right company, the right product, the right service, but it turned out that it wasn't. So I flipped it. I said, well, maybe I need to ask how people are getting leads, how people are getting sales, instead of looking for what's the best company to join, what's the best company with the best compensation plan. Instead of asking those questions, I needed to ask, how do you generate leads 24/7 every day, 365 days a year? How do you get sales on autopilot every time you wake up in the morning? Boom, there's leads, there's sales. How do you do that? So after that meeting, I didn't have anything to do, and I still had a few hours there at work. So I go downstairs in my cubicle and I type in how to get leads, how to get sales online, or whatever, stuff like that on Google. And I kept coming across other people's blogs, and on their blogs, I was like, I kept seeing this little logo, like this little logo. You know, you've seen the MLSP MLSP logo. I kept seeing this logo, and then there was some other different things on their blogs or whatever. And I kept seeing that on not just on one person's page, but on multiple people's page. Now, at first, I didn't notice. I didn't notice it at first. I'm just looking over this person's website, and they're talking about all the stuff they're doing, and they're traveling, and they make out all this money in the bank and everything. I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. And I'm opting in just so I can kind of see, you know, what they're doing. And I go to this other person's page, but then it just hit me. I think maybe after the third website, maybe fourth website, I can't notice. I'm like, I keep seeing the same little logo or whatever on people's pages, and it was MLSP. I'm like, what is this MLSP thing? So I click on it, and it brings up some page where it's some training on how to get leads on Facebook for free, like how to get like 25 fresh hot leads every day on Facebook for free. And I'm at work, you know, nobody's around me, so I'm like, you know, let me watch it. So I opt in, and I sit there and watch a 45-minute webinar right there at work on how to get fresh hot leads on Facebook. Now this is 2011. September 2011. And what was interesting, at the end of that webinar, my mind was blown. I mean, a lot of the concepts I know now, but then keep in mind, I was an empty glass. Okay, I was an empty glass. Now I had the determination, I had the spirit, I had the willingness, and I had the mental capacity to win. I just didn't know how to win, if that makes sense. Okay, so I was an empty glass, and they poured some information in my glass that just blew my mind. It just totally shifted on how I thought you're supposed to market and get results using the internet. And so after that, I go home, right? And I tell Anais, I'm like, babe, I found this thing called My Lead System Pro, and they've got like structured training. They got like all these top earners and leaders, I guess, in the industry. Some of these people I've seen before, but a lot of these people I've never known, because remember, guys, I was never a part of that community. I was never a part of being around successful people that are killing it on the internet. And so we're talking about it. I'm looking at some other videos, and I'm seeing all these top people, and I'm like, wow. I said, man, I think we need to get inside this and see what's going on. So we created a membership, right? And man, that was a long time ago. So with that, with all that said, so we're in. Was I in it every day? Nope. Was I applying it anything at that time? Nope. All I was doing was just checking everything out, was learning from all these other leaders and what they were doing. Because remember, at the time, I'm a little salty. I'm in a little funk right now. Don't send me no information about your MLM. No, don't send me no information about how to make money. No, I don't want to see none of it. All I want to know right now is how people are making money. So I hope you guys are listening to that. That's where my mind was at. If you would have sent me some information, I would have deleted the email, because I did not want to see any more opportunity stuff at that time, because every time I would join something, we wouldn't make any money. I wanted to learn how people were crushing it on the internet. And one, too, another factor was that it wasn't anything out there that I wanted to promote at the time as well. So just to kind of elaborate on that. But so during, that was September 2011. So the next 7, 8 to 9 months, I can't remember the exact time frame. That was September. So June of 2012, late June, by the way, of 2012. One Sunday night, I'm on my laptop and I kept seeing some information about some particular opportunity. I thought it was interesting. I clicked on it, looked at the information. I said, hey, you know what? I like this. I like what I see here. We're gonna go ahead and try this one. It's a low cost opportunity. And we're gonna see if I apply these methods and strategies and use some of these tools that MLSP's been talking about, that I've been learning, that I got a big notebook of notes I've taken because all the webinars I've been on, the trainings I've watched, and all these different things. I've learned a lot, but I haven't applied anything. Remember that. I've learned a lot, but I have not applied anything yet up until that point. Okay, so we joined this business, and next thing you know, and I said, okay, I need to start branding myself. That's what everybody said. You got to brand yourself. Right, so I'm like, okay, never done that before. I come from an era where all you got to do is just blast your link all over the place. Put my link here, put my link there. Well, I already know that don't work. It wasn't even working for me back then, so it definitely doesn't work now. So even back then, it wasn't working. So what I did, I said, okay. And luckily I was able to sign up a few people, not on the internet, people that I work with at work or whatever. So they don't count. They weren't part of internet marketing. It's just some people that I knew and that were kind of entrepreneur, told them about this opportunity in traditional way. And they signed up. So, and then I made a video of what we've been doing and what we've embarked on in this new opportunity, because they kept saying you got to make videos if you want to really, take your business to a whole nother level faster. Start branding yourself using videos. That's what everybody was saying. All these other earners and top people and guru, they all had, and that was one thing I noticed too when I was going through a lot of those trainings over those months. One thing I didn't notice is that they all had videos. They all had a lot of video content, and then it hit me one day. I was like, you know what? That's what I see most of them doing, and it makes sense. How do I even know these people? I know these people because they had videos. That makes sense? That's how I knew them, because they had video content. That's how I was able to build that relationship with them, even though they didn't know me, but I knew them, right? And so I made this video and posted it up on Facebook, put it up on YouTube as well. What happened? Nothing really happened at all. I was still talking to people at work and stuff like that. I posted it up on Facebook. I had a few people that I knew. Remember, I didn't have a lot of people on Facebook. And what was interesting, since I never posted on Facebook, me starting to post created a lot of interest. So I remember one of my friends hit me up and she said, "Hey Steve, I'm hitting you up because you posted up that video, and first off, you never post anything on Facebook. So to see you post something, and it was just a video, and again, my video skills weren't good. I just had an old little camcorder. Remember when cameras had like tapes? So I had like put a tape in and then you close it and you hit record. That's what I had. I made a video using that. And but this person reached out to me, person that I knew, I worked with her, but she saw me that I posted up this video, and she wound up signing up in the business all because of that. But again, I knew her, so it wasn't like it was a cold market prospect. It was somebody that I knew, that I see every day. She just happened to see me post something and said, "Hey Steve, man, what are you doing? Because you don't never post anything. What is this? I never seen you post anything." And that was a fact. I never did. Facebook wasn't my thing. I wasn't excited about showing you what I'm eating today. My mind wasn't there at that time. So that would happen like maybe 2 weeks later when that happened. And but what I was doing, I was posting that video all over the place. I would post another variation of that video. I would post the same video, but I would say something different at the top, or I'll put a picture and I'll link it to YouTube or whatever. So I was just doing different things, sharing the same content. A week later, maybe about 10 days later, I made another video sharing, because I think I made like another $100 and something bucks or something. Again, small, nothing major, okay? But I'm just sharing insight. And in that video, I did more training, because I'm listening to Brian, I'm listening to all the leaders inside of My Lead System Pro talking about give value, start giving your audience value. So I said, okay, maybe in this next video, I'll talk about what you get when you join, how the compensation plan works specifically, and what you can do when you first get started. I said, okay, I remember writing this down. I said, okay, I'm gonna talk about these 3 things in this next video. And so in my next video, I'm giving value, right? I'm not just saying, hey, join this business, man, you can make $1 million. Here's the click on the link. I wasn't doing videos like that. I was trying to give value. So that was my second video. And I was promoting that content. Here's another thing that I was doing. Remember, this was late June. We're going into July now. So this is July 2012. I made that first video. About a week and a half later, I made that second video. During that time frame there, I was promoting that video all over the place, on my my Facebook wall every day, or every other day or something like that. And then, but I was promoting that information in Facebook groups every single day. Here's why I was doing that way. I learned from another webinar inside of MLSP about Facebook groups. I didn't know all this stuff before then. I'm just trying to figure this stuff out, right? So I said, well, I work a lot. And at that time, I transitioned from a call center to retail. So I'm at a cell phone retail store at that time. And working so much, I didn't have time to be on Facebook all day. So in the morning, I would get up, and this is exactly what I did. I would pick like 5 or 10 Facebook groups, like Make Money From Home groups, and I would just share that video, if not both of them, those videos inside of 5 to 10 groups before I went to work. Because when I got to work, it's a wrap. I can't do really a lot at all, because I'm dealing with customers, I'm dealing with employees, I'm a manager. Does that make sense? So when I went to work, I was fully engulfed at work, okay? But what was interesting, I started getting comments and likes, and people started, responding. I didn't really get any sales during that time until about 5 weeks later. I'm at work early in the morning doing inventory. We did inventory every month. And it's like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I get a call, okay, on my phone. It's a New York number. I'm like, who's calling me from New York? Hello? Hey, this is so-and-so, and hey, I just watched your video about such and such, and I like what you were saying, and it was pretty down to earth. I saw a lot of other people's videos, blah, 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 blah. Long story short, hey, I want to sign up. But I got a couple questions. Sure, and I'm here at work, right? It's 6, nobody's there in the store, so it's closed. We're just doing inventory. So I'm talking, and he said, long story short, he said, well, when I get home from work today, I'm gonna go ahead and sign up. Cool. I'm like, I got so freaking excited, guys. That was the first time somebody reached out to me that I didn't know from way across the country, and they saw a video that I made and was calling saying, hey, I liked your video. And it wasn't a flashy video, it was just a plain headshot video like what you're watching right now. Okay? Just a very simple video. And I called my wife at work. I said, babe, she was still at home getting ready for work. I said, babe, somebody just called me from New York talking about they want to go ahead and get signed up. He said he was going to sign up later on today or whatever. Now, the funny thing, after I hung up with Lanacia, that dude actually wind up signing up like 30 minutes or an hour later. He just went ahead and signed up because I got the notification. Dang, I'm like, what? Made some money off the internet. Fired up. My day is good at that point, right? I'm just fired up, right? So, and then later on, where, finish out the day or whatever, maybe like a couple days later, if not the next, I think it might have been a couple days later, I get another call. Ring. What number is this? Somebody from Oklahoma. Hello? You know, whatever. Because here's the thing. Some of you probably asking, why are they calling you? Because one thing that I did, there's this thing, guys, called call to action. In my first 2 videos, my call to action, I'm learning this stuff now, right? So I'm new. My call to action was, hey, you know, if you want more information and you want to figure out how it all works, just give me a call at this number, blah, blah, blah. Even though I had my website in the description and everything, but people were what? Following my call to action. They were calling me before they enrolled. It was exciting in the beginning, but after a while, it got kind of like, man, why don't y'all just sign up, right? So later on, I started changing I changed my call to action from, hey, give me a call to, hey, go ahead and sign up. Here's the link here. Just go there, go to my website. You can see all the information. You can get started there. And the call volume went down some, right? And the sales went up, okay? Without me having to speak to everybody that wanted to enroll. So, and so that was July 2012. And I'm promoting all this content, and then I make another video, my third video, which was my first 45 days in this particular company. And that video, it was just talking about, hey, this is what's been happening over the last month and a half in this program, okay? And I just shared that story, and I promoted that content. Now, from that point on, I had 3 videos, just 3. Now, of course, you go to my YouTube channel now, I've got hundreds, but during that time, I had 3 videos. 3, okay? 3 videos that I promoted like crazy. I wasn't promoting the company link or the company, page. I would promote my video, my message, because I would tell them where to go to get more information. Hey, click on the link below. I'm gonna tell them, so I didn't need to promote the link. I needed to promote my content. So I promoted my content, and luckily, guys, 3 months later, Lanacy and I made a decision to quit our jobs because we had replaced our income solely from what we were doing online, and we felt that, hey, we're doing this part-time. Now, we weren't making $10,000. No, all we had done at that point was just replace our income. We weren't even near $10,000. That was like a long way from what we were thinking at that time. But we replaced our income, and the thought for us, I'm just speaking on us, we felt like, hey, we're doing all this stuff part-time. Imagine what we could do if we had all our time. And so we kind of, thought about it for, a few days or a week or whatever it was. And I finally made a decision. I said, you know what? I believe we know exactly what to do now. I understand what you have to do to really build a business online and sustain it to where you can live off of it. I put in my 2 weeks notice at work. She did too. And the rest is history from there. But it was with stipulations. When I left my job and when she left, we said we're going to give it. This was September 2012, so roughly a year from the time we got connected with My Lead System Pro, we were in a position to quit our jobs. But it was with stipulations saying, okay, hey, we're going to take October, November, December. We're going to see how this goes. If it looks like is getting a little weird, and we're getting a little nervous because of income and bills and stuff like that, we'll go ahead and go back to work. And I left my job in good standing because I wanted to be able to come back just in case I needed to. And she did the same thing. So we didn't just quit our jobs. No, we didn't want to burn that bridge. So we left the correct way. But you know what? Every month we made more money every month. And then March of 2013, we had our first 5-figure month. That was when we had our first 5-figure, where we made over $10,000, from home using the internet. That was the benchmark. And then from that point on, we haven't done that bad since. And I always want to let people know, guys, we all start at the same place. A lot of people look at a lot of leaders. They look at a lot of top earners, and they say, man, you know, they're lucky because they got a following. But you don't understand, they had to build the following. Guys, when we first started, we didn't have no following either. Nobody gave us none of this stuff. We had to build it from one step at a time, one video at a time. We just never stopped. That was the difference. We just never stopped. When we first started online, we didn't have a follow. It always rubs me the wrong way when some people, well, you're making that kind of money because you got a following. It rubs me the wrong way because you don't know where we came from. Nobody gave us that following. We worked for it, just like you can work for it. You can build it. You know, stop complaining about what you see others are doing, and that's why you can't do whatever. Build it like they did. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. Everybody can win. And that's what, you know, it just rubs me the wrong way when I hear people say that. I'm like, well, if I have a following, doesn't it just makes sense that you should build a following then, right? If I'm getting these kind of results in something, shouldn't you do the same thing? You should just go ahead and start building, putting things in place, taking action and build it. Well, at one point, guys, we didn't have a following. At one point, we didn't have an email list. Then I had one person on my email list. Let me say it again, because I know a lot of you don't think of it like this. At one point in time, on my email list, I had one person. Then I had 2. Then I look up and then I had 5. Then I had 10. Then I had 100. Then I had 1,000. Then I had 10,000. Does that make sense? We all start with 1. The power of 1, then you just keep doing it over and over and over again. And so I like to tell that story just to kind of relate and let everybody know that you can do it. Everybody's coming from their own circumstances, their own situations, right? And we all can win. You just got to put the right actions in place and be consistent. See, the difference was I was very consistent. It didn't happen day one. It didn't. I didn't get my first online marketing sale from somebody that I did not know that came to my page and said, hey, this is what's up. I need to sign up with this guy right here, Steve Rachel. That didn't happen till like 5 weeks later. But consistent effort though. Consistent. And you know what? I already knew what was going to happen. I told Anacia this, and some of you already know because I've said this to some people. I told her, I said, this is before we really got going. I think it was after my first video. I said, you know what? Nobody knows who we are now. Nobody knows who we are. Unless they work for T-Mobile here in Texas, or if they work for JCPenney's here in Texas, in that area. Nobody knows us online and on the online marketing, making money from home space. But I said, watch what happens in 6 months. Because I knew what was going to happen. I knew it. It wasn't even a doubt in my mind. I knew if we stayed the course, kept building our brand, stay consistent, kept sharing, giving value, keep pushing information out there, not worrying about the results. I'm not worried about the results. I'm just trying to just be consistent. And guys, I was, and I mean that when I say that, I wasn't worried about the results. I was just worried about the consistency. I had a job. I had a job to pay my bills. I needed more money, just like everybody. We were check to check, but I had a job. My wife had a job. So I'm just doing the activity. So maybe, just maybe, we can eventually get to a point to where we can quit our jobs. Whether it's 6 months from now, maybe a year from now, I don't know. I didn't know it was going to happen in 90 days. I didn't know that. I said 6 months. That's the goal. That was the benchmark that I gave us. Was say, hey, give us 6 months. A lot of people are going to know us, and things are going to start to change. And I'm thinking in my mind, 6 months, things will start to change. Because I'm just being realistic. But because of what we were doing and how consistent I was and how we were just staying consistent, it happened in 3. And we could have stayed working, but I felt like it was at the point to where I was going to work losing money. if that makes sense. Me going to work, I'm like, I'm losing money. And that's exactly what was happening, because I was losing money because people couldn't reach me. And they were calling, a lot of them were still calling from that first video with their credit card in their hand. Hey, Steve, I got my credit card, man. I got a couple questions though, but I'm at work. So we felt like, hey, if we had all our time, we're making this money here. We kind of just duplicated what we're making at our jobs. But imagine what we could do if we had all our time. And we got to that point, guys, through sheer consistency, following the plan, listening to the leaders inside of MLSP, build your brand, promote your brand, give value. Don't worry about you getting paid, worry about your people getting paid. That's what we were doing, creating value, making training videos and doing posts about different things, sharing a lot of the different, I didn't talk about the system campaigns. I was sharing a lot of the system campaigns as well. And people were like, man, this dude must be a guru or something. He knows a lot about this and a lot about that, even though I didn't know nothing. I'm just sharing the right information and giving the right value to a lot of people, and it made a difference. So that's how it worked for us, guys. So I'm going to cut this. I think I went a little bit long here, but I wanted to share that story, guys, and that's real. And that's how, and some of you probably already can relate to a lot of this that are full-time right now. But that's really how it worked for us. And we owe a lot to the MLSP community, and it definitely made a difference in our lives because of being around the right information for a change and then taking the right action. You still got to take action. It's another thing of just being around this community, and there's another thing on taking action. It's not going to be perfect. My first efforts weren't perfect. I was just consistent. That's all I was. Very consistent, and it worked. So that's all I got, guys. I'll kind of go back here and check out the comments. I see we got a lot of comments here. I'll go back and check those out. But hopefully this helped. Hopefully gave you guys some perspective on what you need to do in terms of making it online, and just start where you're at. Don't worry about what you're seeing other people are doing. Just start where you're at. Stay consistent. Keep going. But have a plan of, hey, but be realistic. Okay, it's going to take some time, just like it took us some time. Okay. And I don't know your determination. I knew that videos was going to be one of the best ways to really win, because it's a quick way to get people to relate to you, right? The more people know, like, and trust you, the more they'll buy from you. Just a fact. So just a hint. So if you're kind of hung up, well, I don't want to get on camera, and I don't like the way that I look, well, I don't like the way I look either, right? I didn't care. All I knew is I wanted to work from home. So I'm just going to do what I see the people that are making the most money in the industry. I'm going to do what they're doing. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel and think it's going to be different for me since I'm doing something different. That's insanity. It's not going to work, right? It's going to be very, very difficult and hard. You got to brand yourself. That's whether it's through pictures or you got to really brand you. You got to let people know that you are of value. And that's why they want to connect with you. Not because of what you're promoting, but because of the value that you're giving them. And that's all we did. That's really all we were doing. We were giving value. Okay. So, hey guys, hopefully that was helpful. Drop a comment if that was helpful for you today, kind of giving you that insight. And it definitely does work. If you are not a member of My Lead System Pro, I definitely encourage you. To actually go ahead and start your test drive. Get in, start going through the information like I did years ago. I didn't know what was going to happen, but all I knew was, hey, I'm around the right people, finally. People that really know how to get leads and get sales, and guess what? They're sharing the information. And now all I got to do is consume it and then take action. It doesn't get any simpler than that. That's what I needed, and that's exactly what you need. So make sure you go ahead and get started. Get back with the person who actually introduced you to My Lead System Pro, so you can go ahead and get signed up and get in position. So hey guys, that's all I got for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay productive, and we'll see you guys over the top. Peace out.